This is a story that has stunned many Nigerians and raised urgent questions about national security, loyalty within the armed forces, and the unexpected faces allegedly linked to an attempted coup. Stay with us as we break down what happened, who is involved, what authorities are saying, and what this means for Nigeria's democracy. Stanley Amandi arrested in alleged coup plot. His sudden disappearance from public view in September had gone largely unnoticed by many fans until now. According to reports, Amandi was allegedly recruited by the coup plotters to serve as a propagandist in a broader plan that Nollywood filmmaker and actor Stanley Amandi has been arrested alongside military officers and several civilians over an alleged plot to violently overthrow the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The arrest, first reported by investigative online newspaper Premium Times, reveals that Amandi has been in custody since September 2025, but until now, details of his alleged involvement had not been made public. Stanley Amandi is not just another actor. He is a former chairman of the Enugu State chapter of the Actors Guild of Nigeria, AGN, and a respected figure within the Nigerian film industry. According to reports, Amandi was allegedly recruited by the coup plotters to serve as a propagandist in a broader plan that Nollywood filmmaker and actor Stanley Amandi has been arrested alongside military officers and several civilians over an alleged plot to violently overthrow the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. On Monday, Nigeria's Defense Headquarters, DHQ, confirmed that investigations into the alleged attempt to illegally remove the Tinubu administration have concluded. In a formal statement, the military said, 16 indicted officers will be arraigned before military judicial panels. The Defense Headquarters also stated that the findings of the investigation have been forwarded to the appropriate superior authority in line with existing military regulations. According to the military, the probe was comprehensive. It examined all circumstances surrounding the conduct of the affected personnel following established procedures within the Armed Forces of Nigeria. The military further described the alleged actions of the officers as inconsistent with the ethics, values, and professional standards required of members of the Armed Forces of Nigeria. Back in October 2025, the Armed Forces of Nigeria acknowledged that 16 officers were under investigation. At the time, however, the military described the case as one involving indiscipline and breach of service regulations. What was not publicly stated then is what is now emerging, that the investigation was linked to an alleged coup plot. Sources familiar with the matter say the scope of the probe widened as investigators uncovered deeper layers of coordination involving both military personnel and civilians. This expansion reportedly led to additional arrests. According to security sources, military officers implicated in the plot will first face court-martial proceedings. If found culpable, they may later face civil prosecution. Civilians arrested in connection with the case, including Stanley Amandi, are expected to be tried in civil courts. Legal experts note that these cases could carry severe penalties if convictions are secured, including long-term imprisonment or, depending on charges, life sentences. Who is Stanley Amandi? Stanley Amandi is a known figure in Nollywood with a career spanning acting, directing, producing, and production management. Some of his notable works include The Album, director, Tiger King 2008, director and producer, Cornerstone 2019, producer, Once Upon a Dream 2024, actor. For years, Amandi was viewed as a creative professional contributing to Nigeria's booming film industry. No public record previously linked him to political extremism or subversive activities. His alleged recruitment as a propagandist has therefore raised difficult questions. Why him? What role was he expected to play? And how deep was his involvement? authorities have not yet released details of any propaganda materials, scripts, videos, or communication allegedly connected to Amandi. Amandi's last Instagram post was dated September 19, 2025. Shortly after that, he vanished from public view. No film appearances, no public events, no statements, no online activity. At the time, many assumed he had taken a break or was working quietly on a project. Now, investigators confirm he had already been taken into custody. This revelation has left colleagues in the entertainment industry stunned. Several Nollywood practitioners contacted by reporters say they had no knowledge of Amandi's alleged political connections or arrest. Why would coup plotters need a propagandist? Security analysts explain that modern coups are no longer just about weapons and soldiers. They are also information wars. Propaganda plays a crucial role in justifying illegal actions, influencing public opinion, creating confusion and fear, attempting to gain public or international support. A propagandist may be tasked with producing videos, writing statements, coordinating messaging, or running social media campaigns, or crafting narratives to present the coup as necessary or popular. If the allegations are proven, Amandi's role would have been to shape perception rather than physically participate in violence. However, analysts stress that propaganda can be as dangerous as weapons. Nigeria has experienced multiple military coups in its post-independence history, especially between 1966 and 1999. Since the return to democracy in 1999, Nigeria has maintained uninterrupted civilian rule for over 2 decades. This alleged plot, if true, represents a serious threat to that democratic stability. Security experts warn that even unsuccessful coup attempts can damage investor confidence, increase political tension, weaken public trust, and encourage extremist elements. The government's swift response is therefore being viewed as a signal of zero tolerance for unconstitutional actions. While the Defense Headquarters has confirmed the completion of investigations, many details remain classified. However, civil society groups are calling for transparency, insisting that Nigerians deserve to know the full truth about a plot that allegedly threatened the nation's leadership. Reactions are pouring in. Public reactions have been intense. On social media, Nigerians are expressing shock, anger, disbelief, and concern. Many are particularly disturbed by the involvement of a Nollywood figure, a sector often associated with creativity and storytelling, not national security threats. Some are urging authorities to ensure a fair trial, present solid evidence, and avoid politicization of the case. Others are praising the military and intelligence agencies for detecting and stopping the alleged plot before it could be executed. In the coming weeks, court-martial proceedings against implicated officers are expected to begin. Civil trials for arrested civilians may follow. Prosecutors will be required to present documentary evidence, digital communication records, witness testimony, financial trails, and possibly confessions. The outcome of these trials will determine whether the allegations stand or collapse. Security experts say Nigeria must strengthen internal counterintelligence structures and improve monitoring of online and offline networks that may facilitate subversive activity. At this stage, the gravity of the allegations cannot be overstated. A plot to assassinate top government officials and violently seize power is among the most serious crimes against the Nigerian state. As investigations continue and court proceedings begin, Nigerians will be watching closely. We will continue to follow this developing story and bring you verified updates as they emerge.